All right, so let's talk about what to do for water when you don't have any city water connections and you're boondocking or traveling for the day and you want to carry some water with you in order to stop at a rest area, at a restaurant, wherever, be able to come in, use the bathroom, make lunch, use a sink or whatever. So we'll go through the process. I'll show you how to fill the fresh water tank, and then also go through the process of how to then switch everything over to be able to pull water from the fresh water tank using the water pump that's on board, giving you water just as if you were to have city water connections. So the unit comes with a 100 gallon fresh water tank in the Grand Design Momentum 21G. So that's a huge capacity to where you could spend multiple days off grid, not have to worry about hooking up to water, refilling. So definitely a great feature to have if you kind of want to get off the beaten path and go about that. So let's take a look first at the connection that we use for the city water, and then how from the city water to fill the fresh water tank, and then we'll go into actually filling it and then actually running it through the lines using the faucet and stuff, using the fresh water tank and the pump as well. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is hook your water line up like you would normally to city water. So you're going to hook that inlet up like normal, and then you're going to look here, and this says for tank fill, the green is going to go to the left, and then the blue, we're going to turn that down. So it literally tells you exactly how to do it here. So we're going to fill the tank now, and then once that's filled, then what we're going to do is we're actually going to come back and we're going to switch it to dry camp, which we're going to flip this green down, and then the blue will flip back up, and then we'll turn the water pump on inside. But now let's go turn the water on, and we'll fill it up and get a little bit of water in it, and then we'll switch it over and we'll show you how to pump it out. All right, so for my setup that I use at the spigot, I use it the exact same setup as I do when I'm hooked to city water. So I'm actually pumping in filtered water into my my tank. So I think a lot of people don't do that. I do it that way. We're comfortable to where it's run through the filter and we're able to drink out of the faucet. So that's complete personal preference if that's what you want to do. If you're hooking up at your house, wouldn't be an issue. And you're filling up at your house, the water is going to be fine. It's going to be what you drink anyways. Other places, gas stations, rest areas, campgrounds, you just don't know what you're going to get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this on here, and we're going to fill, let that fill up for a little bit. I'm not going to put a full 100 gallons in, but we'll get it filled up enough to where we can get that water to pump through once we kick the water pump on. All right, so one way to check to see how much water you've got in your fresh water tank is to come to the control panel. So right here are all your readings. So you got battery, which we're full. Second one says it says fresh, so that's your fresh water tank. So you can see we have a quarter tank in there. So we'll fill that up a little bit more. Black tank, we're empty. Gray tank, we're empty, as well as the second gray tank. So we'll let that fresh water tank fill till a couple more minutes. I mean, we're not going to fill the whole thing up. So we'll fill that up, get some water in it, switch that over, show you how to switch it over, and then we'll come in here, we'll flip the water pump on, and then we'll run some water through the faucets to show how easy that is. All right, so now that we're filled and we got water in the tank, what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this quick connect here, and we're going to look here. So we filled the tank. Now we need to switch everything over to dry camp. So to dry camp, what we're going to do is we're going to take the green handle, we're going to flip that to the down position, and then the blue is going to flip out to the right. So now we're set up out here to be able to dry camp and pull water from our freshwater tank. So let's go inside. I'll show you how to turn the water pump on, and we'll run some water through the faucets to show you that it's pretty simple moving forward. All right, now once you got all that set up on the outside control panel, come inside, and there's going to be a switch that will say water pump. It's this first blue one here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take that and you're just gonna flip it up. If you listen, you hear that water pump running. That water pump runs until there's 45 pounds of pressure built, and then it's gonna kick off. And there it just kicked off. So now we're able to come to our faucets and run water from our freshwater tank. And you can hear when the water's running, the water pump kicks back on to keep that pressure built, and it's stopped again. So now we've got hot and cold water. And there the water pump switched off. So I'll show you in the bathroom that we've got water coming out of our faucet in the bathroom. Hot and cold. So it's that simple to get water into the freshwater tank and to be able to run that. Now let me show you how to then drain the freshwater tank once you're done and you're going to travel back and you no longer need that water. There's no point in carrying that extra weight. So let's take a look and see how to drain that water from that tank. All right, so if you look, there are 2 blue overflow lines that come out of the freshwater tank. But then right to the left of that is a valve handle, a white valve handle. That is the first of 2 valves that we'll pull to get the freshwater tank to drain. It's a little bit hard to get to. You can reach through the wheels between the axles and actually grab that and pull it. I'm gonna look at getting some type of a lever, like a pole or something, a hook, to be able to hook that and be able to pull it out and push it in. But we'll pull that and we'll get that tank draining, that valve draining, and then I'll show you where the second one is to do it as well too. All right, so that's the first one. Second valve is just right in front of the wheel, and I'm on the left side, on the non-door side of the RV. Second one is located, there's 2 overflow pipes there as well too. It's located right here. Just do the same thing, just simply pull that, and then that'll begin to drain as well too. Now I did forget to mention, before pulling those and draining those, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and flip your water pump off. That way that water pump's not going to run and burn out. So just make sure before you pull those, turn that water pump off. All right, so that was the process to fill the freshwater tank, use the water pump to be able to use the freshwater tank and to be off city water. It's one of the pluses, like I said, about this particular RV. You're able to carry a lot of water with you and to be able to go places where you don't have to be dependent on being hooked up to shore power or city water. You can take all that with you. So make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. We'll continue to kind of go through system by system the entire rig to just make the experience more enjoyable for everybody. So take care. We'll see you next time.